Hello students, today we'll discuss chapter 3rd of your English text. It's a poem titled Once Upon a Time, written by Gabriel Okara. Let's read the poem aloud. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes. But now they only laugh with their teeth, while their ice block cold eyes search behind my shadow. There was a time, indeed, they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hand search my empty pockets. Feel at home. Come again, they say, and when I come again and feel at home, once, twice, there will be no thrice. For then I find doors shut on me. So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces, like dresses: home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their conforming smiles, like a fixed portrait smile. And I have learned too to laugh with only my teeth, and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh, for my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth, like a snake's bare fangs. So show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. As already said, this poem is written by Gabriel Okara. He was born on 24th of April 1921 and died on 25th of March 2019. Gabriel Okara was a Nigerian writer. His notable work is The Voice, which is claimed to be one of his famous novels. So let's read about the poem. Before we may go with the analysis, let me talk about the poem. Before going into the overall interpretation of the poem, let's look at the different aspects of the poem that will surely help us in understanding the poem well. We talk about the structure of the poem first. The poem is written in free verse. It hasn't got any fixed meter, neither has it got any rhyme scheme. The stanzas comprise of different lines. They are not of equal length. Some of the stanzas comprise 6 lines, and there are a few stanzas which consists of 8 lines each. Mood. The mood of the poem is nostalgic. The mood is really nostalgic. The poem reminiscences about his past. The persona or the character is reminiscing how things used to be when he was young and innocent like his son. Let me talk about the tone of the poem. And as it is being said, the tone of the poem is sad. The poet's response to his nostalgia is sadness. Okay, students, let's understand the poem. Stanza 1 and 2. As you have seen, the poem begins like a fairy tale. Once upon a time, the people, as is being said by the poet to his son, in the past used to have a natural love with their eyes and hearts involved. The poet has used a nice tool to pass his message across the people by addressing his son and narrating him how people used to be in the past and how they have changed now. People do laugh nowadays, but their laugh is fake and their eyes seem expressionless. Their eyes are as cold and expressionless as a block of ice. So in this line, Gabriel Okara has used a metaphor wherein he has compared the eyes of present day human beings' eyes to an ice block, because if they laugh, if these people laugh, the laugh is not shown by the eyes. The heart isn't involved in it. Their eyes are as cold and expressionless as a block of ice. When we look at the second stanza of the poem, in the past, people shook their hands out of friendship and good feelings. But now, they shake hands as a formality. While involving in handshaking, in their interior, they want to just do something harm to the fellow with whom they are exchanging the greetings. They shake hands without hearts. The people these days are often interested in meeting people only if they are rich, powerful, successful, or famous, and do not value or respect those who have no wealth or position. Stanza 3 and 4. In stanza 3rd, the poet ridicules the way of hospitality of the present day people. People do tell their guests to feel at home and to visit them again. Well, the words which the poet himself has used, feel at home, come again, these people say, but they mean the against. They never want their guests to feel at home. They never want their relatives to visit their homes occasionally. In reality, they never want them to see again. The guests or relatives are welcomed once or twice, but when they try to visit them again, the doors are closed for them. So in stanza 4, you'll see, in stanza 4, the poet says that he too has learnt all these things. His smile seems to be frozen for everyone he meets. Well, he changes faces. Whenever he is in a street, he has got a face which is liked by the people in the street. When he is in his home, he has got one more face with him. When he is in his office, he exchanges in a different manner over there. So, the person carries many faces with him in present times. The poet too has changed. He too has learned to wear many faces. And this actually injures him from inside. His smile resembles to a portrait smile that remains always frozen. Though he seems to be smiling, but that remains to be frozen one. There isn't any expression in his smiling. Stanza 5 and 6. In stanza 5, the poet continues with his changed behavior. He tells his son that he too has learned to laugh with teeth only. His heart isn't involved in laughing. Well, his laugh is superficial in nature. It is fake in nature. He just tries to please the people and he wants to get things done by them. Rest, he hasn't got anything to do with the friends, with the people with whom he meet. The poet has learned to say goodbye when he means good riddance. He just takes a sigh of relief that an unwanted person has left. The poet says that he too sometimes politely greets a person by saying glad to meet you when he means the opposite. Well, he hasn't got interest in meeting the person. He wants to get rid of the person as soon as possible. And in stanza 6, the poet feels sad that he too has changed with the times. And he just tries to make his son believe that he wants to unlearn all these things. He never wants to just smile without his teeth. He smiles, or he wants to smile a natural smile. He wants to unlearn these muting things, these expressionless things, which are in his interior. Well, whatever he does, that is superficial in nature, but internally he harbors a grudge against the people. But he wants to unlearn all these things. And a nice thing he has told Gabriel Okara. He says, I want to relearn the way he used to laugh in his past. He wants to be as he was in his past. He wants to relearn how to behave in a natural way. He wants to get rid of the falseness in his behavior that makes his laugh unpleasant. Well, whatever he has learned, well, he seems to have got singled out in the society. Though his society, it has changed a great deal, but it seems to him that he is misfit in the society. These things do not suit him. That's why he tells his son that whenever I watch myself laughing, it seems to me there are only teeth. It isn't a smile. I only have a look of my teeth, and those teeth, they look like a snake's bare fangs that are so intimidating. The 7 conclusion. At the end, the poet implores. He beseeches his son. He tells him, "Show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh." He tells him, he requests his son to show him how to laugh a natural laugh that he used to in his past. He wishes to get back the simplicity and innocence of his earlier days when he was like his son. Let's look at some difficult words used by the poet in the poem. Cold eyes. Cold eyes here means emotionless eyes. Indeed, something which does exist. Shut, closed. Portrait, a picture. Cocktail face, a face that you show to the people at a party. Conforming, to agree with or match. Good readiness, it's an expression said when an unwanted person has left. Muting, expressionless, not expressed in speech. Fangs, poisonous teeth of a snake. Let's have a look at some literary devices used in the poem. Satire. As we know that this poem is a satire on the modern society. When we use humor, irony, sarcasm, or exaggeration to criticize someone or something, it's called a satire. The poem is a satire on modern society. The poet has also used some similes to adorn his poetry. In stanza 4, lines 20 to 21, a simile has been used. We all know a simile is a comparison of things, which is being done usually by using words as or like. So we have got a simile in the line, "I have learned to wear many faces like dresses." Again in stanza 4, lines 23 to 24, with all their conforming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. Later on in the poem, in stanza 6, lines 38 to 40, we have got one more simile used, a nice simile, wherein the teeth have been compared with a snake's bare fangs. There is also a metaphor used in the poem in line 5, wherein the poet has compared the eyes to an ice block. I hope you would have understood the poem and the message which Gabriel Okara wants to pass on to its readers. Thank you.